Hi, this is Ben Kay, the Chorley FC groundsman on the Drunkard United Football Show, and you're with the gruesome twosome Sams.
Actually, the head groundskeeper of Accrington Stanley, who, by the way...
Who's that?
Exactly. And they're also safe.
That's right. Come on. Leighton Orient of the North.
Yeah, get
love
in,
it.
boys. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Smell the malort. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to DU Does EFL, a completely biased brief recap of the rest of English football as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, a man digging for a beer.
Hello,
Probably
hello.
forgot to bring the Brazilian beer, didn't you?
No, I did not.
You did not? You did bring it.
It's in the bag.
I love it. That's very good. My co-host, Mr. Samuel
Wow.
Graham, who I should not have doubted. How you doing, Mr. Graham?
Doing very good. This is like finding a flare amongst all my reds.
I know. Well, I guess we're not doing...
Holy shit.
I guess we're not doing the old blueberry tart cheesecakey thing that we were supposed to do that's in the fridge.
Oh, probably guess not.
Oh, I can do that
We
one.
can.
Mel can do that one. Very good.
Mel can do that one. Hold on, let me finish fading shit out. Now I'll go grab.
And, of course, on the ones and twos,
Let's
I
try
can't
to-
ask her
let's-
how she's doing now. Producer Mel, how you doing?
I was going to be great in a moment, but then someone stopped me.
Hey, Mel, go
Yeah.
be great.
Okay.
Go be great.
Okay, which one is it? Ooh, Dream.
That's the dream. Yep.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Very easy. It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
Now, note, the beers are in the next show, by the way, kids, as you're all
Yeah, we know.
frantically finding the beers and
But
everything.
I had to start drinking it in this show.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Just
going
wanted
to need
make
one
sure.
more cup, by the way.
Okay, we need one more cup. I can make that happen. We are drinking the exact same shit we drank in the last show. So, Producer Mel?
Except for the beers, actually, which you would have to go to patreon.com/DU Football Show to find. Because then we have all of the different beers we've been having throughout both shows.
Championship Corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, no.
Falling on the bed because I'm the best whore.
Yeah, you are. Face down, ass up.
Come
Going
on.
right, kid.
Just ready when you walk in, baby.
I love it. This applies for all three leagues. There's only three things we now care about. Who's going up, who's going down, who's in the playoffs. That's it. We already know who the first two are going up in the championship. We talked about it last week. Playoffs have been secured by De Blades and Sunderland. Bristol could have secured it today, but got whooped by Leeds.
And shame, and no stats at halftime. Brody did very well to share that screenshot. Bristol did nothing in the first half.
They didn't manage a shot on target until extra time. And
That's bad. That's a bad look.
that was 4-0. It should have been 10-0 if it wasn't for Bristol's keeper O'Leary, who was fucking standing on his head.
But it was what I was trying to say is it was
utter domination.
1-0 at halftime. Like they had, an opportunity to stay in the game.
Yeah, and
then
they just got worked. They got worked. And so the final game, the final week of the year, there's a chance of either Leeds or Burnley will win. If Leeds win, they win the league. They're first place. But here's what we need to care about. what really matters, which is
Okay.
the playoff spots. We have 5th place Bristol are on 67 points, and they are home to Preston North End. I did not check the goal differential for them, but apparently their goal differential went backwards to the point that now goal differential could play a factor if there's a draw for 6th place Coventry, who is sitting on 66 points and are at home to 9th place Borough in 64 with 64 points.
Yes. I think Preston North End have at least a recent abysmal away record.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Bristol have a good chance in that game.
I will get to Preston in a second because they're on the other end.
Right.
And
I'm just saying.
And so they got something to play for.
Well, fair dues. Okay. But so do Bristol because they could fall out of the playoff spots depending how the other two results go. What I will say is I can't decide. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess go ahead and talk about 7th place Millwall
7th
first.
place is Millwall, who is sitting on 66 points. So 5th is Bristol, 6th is Coventry. Just outside of the playoff spots is Millwall on 66. And then in 9th place you have Borough, and I completely forgot who 8th. I'm sorry. 8th place is Borough. I said 9th, but it was a typo. They're in 8th place. Millwall is on 66 points, but a -4 goal differential. So they need to make up 4 goals, but they're going to Burnley. So even if they win,
it's going to be 1-0.
They ain't winning more than 1-0.
Right.
They're not.
And Burnley
They're
has
not.
something to play for in the sense that they could be the greatest defense of all time in English football.
And they still have a chance at the title if Leeds drops any points at all. If Leeds draws and Burnley wins, Burnley win the title.
Right.
So they have something to play for.
Yeah. So, but here's what I was going to say, because Southampton have been relegated. We have Pompey safe now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Pompey is safe.
So we have a definite South Coast derby next season.
Yep.
Right.
Ipswich is down, so we have a definite Old Farm.
We definitely have an Old Farm.
And both Sheffield clubs are safe, so we definitely have a fucking Sheffield derby.
Right. Obviously, Arsenal and Tottenham are both safe. We have a North London derby. Mm-hmm. Everton and Liverpool are safe. We've got a Merseyside derby. Wolves and Villa are both safe.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Black Country / Midlands derby.
Blades could still go up, so maybe not a Sheffield derby. So sorry.
So, well, I don't want the Blades to come up.
No, I don't want them to either.
My point is, because I want there to be a Sheffield derby. I want to decide right now what's more important. Do we want a Tyne Weir or do we want an East London?
Oh, yeah.
Do we want Millwall to come up and just deal with the bullshit for a little bit so we get West Ham Millwall? Or do we want Allen and them to be happy and have the Mackhams come up?
I want to Tyne Wear more.
I like violence.
Like the way you say that.
I kind of think I want Millwall to come up.
Very good. I don't think it'll be Millwall ultimately. I feel like
don't
the
either.
teams above them, there's too much goal differential, and like let's say Borough beats Coventry.
The point is Millwall
let's
have
say
to win.
Borough beats Coventry, and let's say Bristol lose, right?
To give them a
Then
chance,
Borough
Millwall have to win.
And they got to win by a decent amount, too.
Not necessarily, because if Bristol drop it to Preston and Borough, because it goes to what, 6th, 3rd, 4th, 5th,
Borough
6th?
beats Coventry, but Coventry has a better goal differential than because then both.
Doesn't matter. If Millwall
will go to
wins,
60,
they'd go to 69 points.
They'll go to 69. Very true.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The goal difference, yes. If both draw or both whatever, the goal difference then comes into play. But the chances of that, I mean, both teams are going to be going for it. Yeah.
Is it even a question? Sure, Billy does want Millwall to come up.
Oh, he just doesn't want to even play. So that's right.
No,
well,
he does.
Oh,
he wants
always-
the Tyne War.
No, then he wants
Sunderland
Sunderland
to come up.
Oh, he says I want Milky. He wants Millwall to come, or West Ham to continue to suck and get regulated.
Let them
Relegated.
play down there.
That's what I said.
But they can't this season is the problem.
Next season, and Millwall
next
never
season.
comes up. Millwall will never come up. They just
Yeah,
don't.
fair dues.
At the bottom, Cardiff are already relegated.
Which is annoying.
Or as Mel would say, regulated.
Which is annoying because you've got final game of the season. You've got
Regulators.
Here, you young guns.
You've got Norwich's Jack Wilshere in temporary charge.
Yep.
And you've got Aaron Ramsey in temporary charge of Cardiff, his boyhood club. Obviously, there's a massive Arsenal connection there. Yep. I would have loved that game on Saturday to have meant something.
That would have been great.
Would have been very cool to see the two of them head off in a match that actually matters. But as it turns out, it doesn't.
Plymouth have to win at home against Leeds and reverse a negative 14 goal differential to at least catch the other 5 teams that are currently in the relegation battle. So in all likelihood, Plymouth are going down, right?
You know what I say? Mm-hmm. Get Wayne Rooney as player manager.
Yeah, let him score.
At that level, he could probably still do a job, even though he's fat as fuck.
Heard. Now, the other 5 teams that are in and around it, Hull has fallen into the final spot on 48 points, okay? And they go to already safe Pompey. 3 clubs on 49 from 21st to 19th. Luton is now currently safe. Preston, North End, and Derby. And just above all of them is Stoke on 50 points in 18th.
So there's a lot going on there. It's going to be a very interesting final day.
Very simply put, Saturday, May the 3rd, the championship is far more interesting to watch than the Premier League.
Big time.
Especially when you hear what the midday games are. I'm going to watch because my team's one of them. The 2 midday games are Everton Ipswich and Leicester Southampton. The championship is far more interesting to watch this weekend.
Let me tell you something. Saturday, May 3rd is the state competition for Tegan's History Day project with her 2 friends. They have to be at UMBC all day presenting their project. That is far more interesting than the 2 Premier League games that matter on Saturday.
No shit. On to League One. Birmingham City have officially won the league and are now being joined by Wrexham.
Come on.
They have now been promoted for the 3rd straight season.
Ipswich, eat your heart out.
Returning to the championship with a 3-0 victory at home in front of their home faithful over Charlton. Now, Stockport, Wickham, and Charlton have all secured playoff spots, leaving just 1 spot left. Right now, owned by Leyton Orient on goal differential. They're even on points with Reading at 75, but an 8-goal difference. So this is a
big difference to the O's here. It's
Orient has to drop points. That's what it really comes down to.
Yep.
They have to drop points. And here we go. Reading will be hosting Burnley, and the O's... Barnsley, I'm sorry. And the O's are going to Huddersfield Town. So there you have it. Now, Burton Albion, all the way at the bottom, is almost safe. Crowley Town has now jumped Bristol. Bristol is looking pretty much dead on to go down. There's a 3-point separation between Burton over top of both Crawley and Bristol, but it's a +12 and a +15 difference in goal differential. So pretty much Burton gets a point. Burton Albion gets a point and they're fine. That's all they got to do.
And this is not even because they're not going to overturn that goal difference. Neither one of them. That's why we say that goal difference is worth a point, especially at the bottom of the table.
That's why I put that in the stat, because I knew you would say exactly that.
That goal difference is essentially worth an extra point, because even if they're 3 points ahead, is what you wrote.
Even if they lose and the
other two win, there's still only 6 points there.
Yeah.
But there has to be a 12 and a 15 goal swing.
Yeah.
So are Reading going to lose, or not Reading?
Are Burton going to lose
7-0 and y'all win 8-0? I don't think so.
No, not going to fucking happen.
Even to overturn the 12, it's not going to be 6-6, is it? Guaranteed. So that, they're all but safe. I mean, they're virtually say they got 2 feet still in the league and a hand on the doorknob.
League Two finally has a couple of promoted sides.
Damn, going into the last week of the season?
Doncaster have finally done it after the roller coaster ride of these past 2 seasons. At one point being dead last, the worst team in all of professional football, to go on I think it was like a
ridiculous run.
18 unbeaten streak at the end of the season to get into the playoffs, to advance to the final playoff game, to only lose on fucking penalties and not get promoted. And then this year, looking like they were out of the playoffs and then charge all the way up to the top, have a very good chance of winning the league as a whole. But good on the Dons for making that move. And they are joined, much to the chagrin of MK Dons, by Port fucking Vale.
Come on.
So now when you think of disgruntled MK Dons fans screaming about we're losing to Port fucking Vale, I'm not getting promoted and you didn't.
Yeah, good. And fuck MK Dons. That's awesome. I'm very happy for Port Vale.
The battle for the final promotion spot is between 3 sides. We have first, third place Bradford, 75 points plus 18 goal differential, are home to Fleetwood. Goal differential is important here. Fourth place, Wassel, who, by the way, still hasn't won a game because Accrington beat them this past weekend to secure fucking safety.
Who?
Accrington Stanley. Exactly. But they're on 74 points with a plus 20 goal differential, and they are at Crewe Alexandra. Then you have fifth place Notts County, 72 points, plus 20 goal differential, and they host Doncaster, and Doncaster's playing to win the fucking league.
Right.
So, that's going to be a tough one.
Yep. There's a lot going on there because if Bradford drop points at all, that goal difference is going to be huge.
So there's still a chance Notts could get knocked out depending on 6th through 10th place, dude. This many teams are still in it, all separated by no more than 4 points. And the 4 points would be Colchester to Wimbledon. So 10th to 6th. 10th to 7th, 3 points.
Nice.
So it could, there could be that big of a swing. And those teams are in order from 6th to 10th. Wimbledon, Salford, Grimsby Town, and Grimsby Town we know from the last year, that 5-4 game where the one dude had 4 assists down the left-hand side and crosses into the middle.
Yeah, same fucking goal 4 times.
4 fucking times, and then they lost.
Right, yeah.
And then you have Chesterfield and Colchester. The most notable of all those matches is Wimbledon will be hosting Grimsby.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Very
How many
fun.
games are left?
This is it this weekend. So a few teams in League One have some midweek matches, including Birmingham City, who Birmingham City could end up being at 111 points for the season if they win their last 2.
Damn. I have the question,
and then same thing in League Two. There's 4 games that still need to be made up in the middle of the week. All of them are teams that are not involved in any playoff spots or any relegation spots.
I have a question. 6th place team and the 10th place team are separated by 4 points,
Yes.
and there's 1 playoff spot left?
There's 2 technically, 6th and 7th, because 1, 2, and 3 get promoted. 4, 5, 6, and 7 play in the playoffs.
Oh, 1, 2, 3 get promoted.
Remember,
That's
League
that's
Two,
right.
3 teams 4 teams go up.
4 teams go up, 3 automatic. Because I was like, then the 4-point team is dead. They're not dead.
They're not.
Right.
They're not dead. They could somehow end up in 7th place.
And in the playoffs.
Yep.
I got you. Yeah.
And there's a chance the team in 6th place could fall out.
Right. Yeah. Altogether.
They could lose 2 spots and completely fall out. And the big one, of course, is the 2 bottom teams that will be going out of English football have been determined.
Have already been decided. Yep.
It is Carlisle United and Shrimps out for Morecambe.
One last time, boys.
One last time. There is a chance that the old Grass Eaters might be coming back up.
All right.
Yeah, they're in the playoff hunt.
No problem.
I think it's York City's definite, and then it's Barnet is definite, and then there's a couple others that are bouncing in.
Barnet, there's a tight Arsenal there.
Yep, they play each
Preseason
other
friendly every season. Preseason friendly.
Yep, they're a North London club as well. One may say North London's favorite club.
No, they wouldn't.
You say that about Tranmere, so I get to say that about Barnet.
No, it's Leighton Orient.
And
It's always Leighton Orient.
Let's finish, obviously, with the final thing, which is the FA Cup semifinals. First day with Palace and Villa. Like you had mentioned on the main show, there was definitely some opportunities for Villa, but it just felt like, again, Palace has had Villa's number all fucking season. They've now drew them once, and they drew them at Villa Park. They whooped them at Selhurst, and then they turn around and beat them again 3-0 at Wembley to advance to the FA Cup final.
Yeah, I really feel for Villa in this. They hit the post a couple of times. Dean Henderson made 2 outstanding saves. The score line flattered Palace, in my opinion. Villa gave it a good go. Emi Martinez was done by Eberechi Eze and then couldn't get out of his own head, in my opinion.
That first goal, it was a very good shot from Eze, but that's when you got to get a hand on. It was just over his head. He felt like he was
Here's the problem, though.
diving to exaggeration, not necessarily to make a save.
You have to watch the replay from behind him. When that ball comes to Eze, you expect him to hit it where Rice did against Madrid in that top, our right-hand corner, goalkeeper's left.
Okay.
If you watch that replay from behind Martinez, if I saw it, you'll definitely see it. His body weight is going that way.
And then he has to shift
And then he has to
back.
try to shift back, and now he's got no power. And he can't get to it. He just cannot get to it.
Yeah.
And Eze has absolutely no right to be able to pick out the far side from the position he was in when he struck that ball.
Right.
That's what made it so brilliant. But Martinez was starting like this, and his body weight was all fucked. He had absolutely no leap.
Got it.
When he went back.
Fair enough.
Is it a mistake? If you're being harsh, I think yes. I think it was the sheer brilliance of Eze that got that done, because there's no reason that from that position, the way his body shape was, there's no way he's going anywhere but near post.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He goes the opposite side. So once Martinez sets his feet, he's dead. That's it. But it was a great game. Actually, I think both of these were great games. The Forest.
We can go ahead and go on to Forest, because I really, it's more about talking about what we think the
whole
final's
thing,
going to be.
Yeah. So, but Forest had, the middle of the game, really not much happening. You go to that last 25, 30 minutes. I mean, even to start the second half, you had Alenga almost scored his first touch.
Oh yeah. There was a couple times Alenga and Gibbs White should have put the ball in the back of the net.
If that chance happened 7 minutes later and he had a couple of completed passes, a run or two under his belt, he was up to the speed of the game.
It's in the back of the net.
I think Alenga's in the back of the net. Gibbs White was just unlucky. He struck the crossbar once with a fantastic left-footed first-timer. And then the tight angle, just being a right-footed player, naturally the ball's going to be spinning left when you strike it. And that's what keeps it just on the goal line and then hits the post again.
Right.
And then you also had Forrest striking the post a third time. Now, Dean Henderson, again, in the Villa game, had to make a fair few saves. Ortega, I think, saved City's season here. That dive across the line to keep out what if I remember correctly, was a header. And it just double palm away was just absolutely fantastic save.
I think what ultimately hurt Forest was the one thing that could not happen happened, which was
City score first.
And City score early.
2 minutes in.
And that changes the entire, the entire
If it happened the other way, we would have had a phenomenal game. Just end brilliant stuff.
It happens the other way. Forest probably win.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Because Forest had chances. That's the thing. Even 2-0 down.
Completely changed the match for Forest.
100%.
You know? And that's where I wonder,
Matt Sell's one of the saves of the season for me.
Oh, my God. That was a gorgeous save.
I don't think it was a penalty.
No, agree.
The hand, he was, I think, in a natural position. Kovacic was also quite close. Came following a good Dean Henderson Matt Sell's save anyway.
Yeah.
Popped it up. Kovacic strikes hard, and then it hit one of the defenders. I think Milekovic or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And it hits his arm. Sell's already diving.
Yeah.
His hip isn't even on the ground yet. Somehow swings his left leg and clears the ball off the line since he's falling backwards. Clears the ball off the line as he's diving the wrong direction.
Yeah.
It was like, what a fucking save that was. It was brilliant. And obviously, subsequently, City ended up scoring it, at some point. But, and getting that second. But Matt Sells played brilliantly. I thought Forrest played very, very well. I thought they were unfortunate again to give up a goal early because that does, as you say, throw the whole game plan out the water. But it was awesome. It was fucking phenomenal. I absolutely loved both of these games, to be honest, and just everybody gave it a go.
Yeah.
Everybody tried.
Everybody threw it at them.
Yeah. They ended up being quite good games, despite I know how disappointing the results can be for supporters of those clubs and
Wembley
everything.
Can be cagey, where people are like, I don't want to fuck it up. And both teams really took it
went after
to
it.
them.
They took it seriously.
Which enjoyed quite a bit.
They took it very seriously. I immensely enjoyed both games.
Now, the final thing, and we'll wrap it up from here, is, of course, it's who do we think and who do we want to have win? As I mentioned on the main show, there are 3 potential scenarios of people who do not want Palace to win, and 2 of those scenarios are probably the same fucking club, as in only City supporters want City to win the FA Cup, period. End of discussion.
Yep.
And then only Brighton supporters want City to win the FA Cup because the last thing they could do is see Palace lift a fucking trophy. That will drive them insane. And 8th place, who will likely be Brighton, very likely, maybe Fulham, but likely Brighton, want City to win the FA Cup.
Exactly.
What do you want, Mr. Graham?
I want Palace to win it.
I am right there with you. I want Palace to win it desperately because I don't want City to be rewarded with a trophy.
No, absolutely not.
I want Palace to win them, and I don't want them to have a trophy.
They've not won a trophy in their history. Besides the playoff final.
And you know what? Ollie Glasner has a decent little team, and he's probably going to lose Eza, but he could probably keep Mateta if they're playing in Europe.
I don't know. I don't know if he loses Eza if they're playing in Europe.
If they're playing in Europe, he might stick around.
He might stick around for it.
Really, all depends on how many years of his contract he has, right?
Correct.
Because people are talking
Palace
about
could cash in $100 million for him, they may do that.
Right. People are talking about like a player like Branthwaite, in the offseason. He got 3 years on his deal.
Oh yeah,
that contract becomes wanting to
$65 million,
easily. So same thing with Eza. It's like if he's got a lot of years on his deal, might be very expensive. And for him, he might go, "Fuck it, I want to play in Europe. I'm here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go play Europa because that's the thing with the FA Cup. It ain't McRib. It's Europa.
That's what I'm saying. But also, if they sell him for $100 million with Europa League, they could find an apt replacement. Mm-hmm. So you just hope whatever deal gets done. I'd love to see him stay and play with them for the season in Europe.
Yeah, of course.
But if a deal gets done early enough, Palace have every opportunity. I think they'll keep Glasner at that stage, which is huge. Would be massive for them to do that.
Of course.
But I'm just bored. I'm bored of City.
Yeah.
I've been bored of City for a long time. The Jurgen Klopp was so successful as an iconic manager at Liverpool because he won everything available to Liverpool at some stage.
Right.
but he did it over the 7 years. You could take out, 2.5, 3 years of Pep's reign, and he won every trophy that they were involved in.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just tired of him.
Yeah, fair.
I'm tired of the money. I'm tired of the charges never ending.
Right.
I'm tired of the decisions not being made. I'm over it. It's tedious. And it'd be really fucking cool to see a team that's never won anything win something. I'd like to see that in my lifetime. That'd be awesome.
And finally, just on a personal note, I would love to have Paul and Brad on our on our 20 for 20 shit show to start next year with Palace winning the trophy. Those two frenemies. Oh my God, that would be brilliant.
It would be brilliant.
Because especially the way it lines up, it's Brighton, and then normally one spot later, or 2 spots later, it's Crystal Palace. So Paul will talk all of his stuff about his team and what they've done and all that good stuff. And then we'll talk about Chelsea, which will all kind of be like, it's young, hot freshness. So we like listening to him. And then it'll be Crystal Palace, and it'll just be Brad. Brad the entire time. Paul will be talking. We'll be just writing all of his comebacks.
Well, I
just ready to go.
You know what? I think for the first time in the history of the show, we go out of order. We give young hot freshness to bat cleanup and calm everything down.
Right, and just
we
let
put
those
them
two go
back to back. We'll go at the same time. Yeah, fuck it.
That, my friend, would be a parade. That's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Next up is Injury Time, where we're going to preview the weekend's action. We're talking about the beers we were drinking and check in on our adopted club. Should you want to support the show, Mr. Graham, how do you go about doing that?
One last time, it's at DE Football Show on all the social medias, of course, where you'll find the link to patreon.com/DE Football Show, which is what I was supposed to say, but spazzed out and figured out a great link for it. Sign up to that $5 tier on Patreon, and you'll be able to get all of our extra content, including Injury Time, which Sam just talked about, and Soundcheck, which is our actual soundcheck, catching up stories from our personal lives, and you will have a great time, I guarantee it.
Well, that's fine. I also didn't give you an opportunity to actually do parting words, because I figured the parting words were, we talked about the FA Cup and we talked about the end of the EFL season. That covers it. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Watch. Make sure if you got multiple screens, be on Paramount Plus and watch the other 3 leagues. There's a lot going on, and it's going to be a lot of fun, particularly the championship. It is going to be a awesome fucking day for the championship.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. The other thing you should do is we won't have many EFL shows left, obviously, because everyone's going into their final weekend.
Just playoffs.
So the FA Cup final will be done probably on the main show to finish the season out.
Yeah, in all likelihood.
Because we usually do, I think the FA Cup final is the week after the season's over.
No, it's not. It's actually on the 17th, and that's the second to last week of the season. So that Saturday.
It's on my birthday?
The FA Cup final gets played, and on the 18th, all the rest of the games
Palace
get played.
could give me a birthday gift.
They could.
Little Eddie Nketiah brace laid on.
Very good.
What do you think about that?
All right.
Arsenal boy doing it?
Until next week, everybody.
I like that. That's what I want for my 39th.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Arsenal fans have another Sam. Great day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of my lord. Looks great in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United! the fucking mute button.